freaking clothes.
You ain't even have to go, baby.
Hey YouTube, it's Nay. And I'm here by myself today because June is at school. He'll be out soon, but this video has nothing to do with him. I have been wanting to make this video for a while now. I just finished nursing school back in May, and here it is September, so I really haven't had time. Like, I've been busy, honey. I'm a working woman. Plus, I just started school back, so you know, it's like, oh my God, what was you thinking? Yes, what was you doing, you know? So I'm back in school, and right now I have some free time, so I decided I would go ahead and make this video just to kind of ease up some tension that some new nursing students may have, because nursing school is such a big deal. Okay, you are doing this, you in it, you got this, you good. Don't let anything distract you from relationships to parties. Lock all that out, period. You got to get this for you. And I mean, maybe you got kids, your family, whoever. You got to get this done for you and them. Just you. Hey, even if get it, go.
Show me what you know. Get it, go.
Okay, but that's beside the point. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to make this video just so, you know, for future references, if anyone has any questions or anything like that about any other programs or any other study material I may have used in the process of nursing school, please drop those questions in comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel, because there will be videos of me and my brother, but there will also be separate videos of me by myself. So this is just one of those videos about being a nurse. And I'm gonna tell y'all how I passed my Nclex-Pn the first time with 75 questions, boo. 75. It's shut off. 75. Bye-bye. And everybody wants that, because I don't know too many people who want to get 200 questions, baby. You start wondering, like, oh my God, did I pass? Did I fail? Yes, you might have.
I wasted everyone's money. I wasted everyone's everything, and I feel bad.
A couple things. My program used ATI when I was in school. And what ATI is like a online interactive type thing with the students, and how our professors would do it is after each semester we would have an ATI test, and it would go in as a percentage of our grade. The very last test, however, would be a whole grade by itself, right? Okay, so these tests will always kind of trip us up, because at the end of the day we didn't know then that they were more difficult than, supposedly more difficult than the NCLEX test. And you know, we would get like 70s and 60s. Everybody be like, oh my God, I'm gonna fail NCLEX. And I was one of those people, because honey, once I seen that 74 pop up, I was like, wow, shut up and shoot me. You know what I mean? Like, what? And so I kind of panicked, definitely panicked around spring break time. That was around the time that they were getting ready to give us the last ATI test. And so around spring break, I was like, I gotta do something, because I don't want to fail this test. This test is expensive, and it's embarrassing if I fail, and whole ordeal. So I had already spoke to some people prior, because for my class, like I was the person who ran our Facebook page, and we had vendors come to our school sometimes, and I ended up meeting one that was from Hurst. And so we talked or whatever, and he was like, I need to get a group together, you know, a live session, a live review. That did not work out. But some people from my class actually did go to the live review. However, I did mine online, because I'm not a sit there for 8-hour type of person. No, absolutely not. So that's the main thing that I used. Once I panicked from the grade that I got, it was like, oh my God, I gotta do something, because I cannot fail this test, boo-boo. I cannot. Whole time, those grades that we got equated to higher grades, and that was your percentage of passing NCLEX. So with a 74, I had a 90, ooh, what was it, a 92 93% chance of passing Nclex. But they didn't tell us that until after I had already ordered this Hurst review. So it was a done deal. Done data. I had already spent my change, okay? Well, not just my change, my mama change. Because, you know, when you in nursing school, you're broke, sis. You're definitely broke. And broke I was. So, yeah. Me and mom's money went together to buy me the Hurst review. And it worked out perfect. I passed, 75 questions. But I'm going to show y'all how I kind of went through the book. Now, they suggest that you go through it how it's laid out. I, however, did not do that. I kind of went through the shortest stuff, well, the longest stuff first, and then I did the shortest stuff after, because it takes forever. I broke it up within days and weeks, because my test was in June. Yeah, like June the 11th. We got out of school like at the beginning of May, so it took a while for them to actually send through our authorization to test. And some people went and took theirs like as soon as like the next week after they sent that out. But I needed time to study. I didn't want to rush into something and then end up failing and having to wait to take it again and wasting money. So I just kind of waited it out. I got through my book and so went from there. Now I'm back. I had to get it together. This is how the front of the book looks. The Hurst book. And yeah, like I said, I am a LVN, so I have the PN book. Now I'm gonna just go over some subjects that they do cover. I'm not gonna go over this whole book because that is copyrighted. Okay. So fluid and electrolytes, acid-base balance, burns, the endocrine system, psychiatric nursing, cardiac, renal, respiratory, gastrointestinal, the strategy questions, how to pass. You have orthopedics, neuro, oncology, oncology 2, maternity, complications of maternity, pediatrics, and coordinated care. So, just based off this book, when I very first started the whole program with Hurst, it was like a breath of fresh air, because they were like, even if you didn't read your whole, what is it? Even if you didn't read your whole med-surg book, because who does? Okay, you go skim through. I don't blame you, because honey, that book is huge. Okay, it used to break my back. Actually, I take that back, because I had a rolling backpack. We wasn't doing no back breaking to TED, okay? But yes, so I basically went through this book. I knocked out all of the day 2. So day 2 is the cardiac, renal, respiratory, gastrointestinal, Nclex strategy questions, and how to pass. Now, what I would advise you to do not do the Nclex strategy questions and how to pass before you're actually finished with everything else. Do those 2 last, okay? The fluid and electrolyte and acid-base balance, burns, and endocrine and psychiatric nursing. Those are, you know, general subjects, things that you do learn in nursing school, of course. And those, I did those second. So pretty much, here's the page. I don't know if y'all can actually read this. I did day 2 first, and I did day 1 second. But I kind of went through them. Oh, this video is 30 minutes, and this video is an hour. So I'm going to do the hour one first, and then I'll knock out the 30-minute one, because they're long videos. But they're in great detail, and they will definitely help you on the test. I would advise everybody to do the Hurst review. Other programs and things like that, you know, if you have questions about, I can definitely answer them, because I also looked through some things on other platforms, and I may or may not know, you know, what you want to know. So yeah, and then the specialty areas, I pretty much just did those, you know, as I went. Like I said, I scheduled my test literally like a month out, pretty much, just due to the fact that that's because what was available, and it was closer to me, so I did it there. Now, one thing that I do have to say about this book is, as far as drugs, it has some key points, you know, and it'll tell you a little thing, you know, little stuff about drugs or whatever, but it doesn't really go over every category of drugs. However, there's another book, and I'm gonna find that book right now so I can show how it looks. Okay, I'm back. All right, so another book, like I was saying, the other book that I used was the Nclex review by Saunders. This was a mandatory book on our book list for school, so I already had this book from the beginning of the year pretty much. So I would definitely advise this. This is the 7th edition, and this book helps a lot if there's any questions that you have, because I mean the Hurst review goes into detail about certain things, but other things not so much. So if there's anything that you want to know in detail, this is the book to definitely buy or already have. I don't know, you know, different schools have different requirements, but we were required to have this book. This book goes into detail about everything, and as you see, like, basically, let me take out these papers because I still got some pharmacology review, honey, from school. So basically, I went through this book, all these tabs, questions, each chapter's questions. I went through every chapter's questions in this book and looked at the answers and looked at the rationales, because that's what's going to help you. If you get to a question and you don't know the answer, but you think back like, oh, I remember a question that I had so-and-so, and you remember the rationales of why the answer was this or why it was that or why it wasn't, you will get that question correct. So the more questions that you look at and that you answer, the more things that you're going to be prepared for and that you can get correct on the actual Nclex. So I would definitely advise getting this book and going through all the questions. Each chapter goes over every organ system, specialty, pediatrics, maternity, the fundamentals, all that is in this book. And it also comes with a like an online type thing. You basically go to that website and you sign in with your code or whatever, and you have access to that. It has thousands of questions for you to answer over pharmacology and just basic things and everything that's in the book. All those questions are online, and it has some recordings for you to listen to as far as pharmacology. Very helpful. I listened to that the way to the test. I had on my earphones and I was in the car, I was listening, and it pretty much just goes over different subcategories. Basically how we learn pharmacology. You know, you learn it by the category, then you learn the drug and what it's for, and, you know, side effects and adverse effects, things like that. And it basically goes over those things. It tells you certain drugs that may come up. I would definitely go over vocabulary. I mean, if you're not a big vocabulary person, definitely go over that. If there's any words or any questions that you have, look in the back of this book for that specific thing. Say I had a question about walkers, or not even walkers, crutches, okay? And you know, there's different ways to walk with crutches depending on which side is weak, which side is strong, you know. So if I had a question about that, I would go to the back of the book, the index, look up crutches, go to that page specifically, and it'll tell me everything that I need to know. So yeah, this book is very, very, very helpful. Another tip that I would give you guys, the day of your test, do not try to, how should I put this? Basically, the day of your test, do not worry about this book. By the time the day of your test comes, this book should be in your brain, or the questions, like I said, go through every question, answer as many questions as you possibly can. Take your time and answer those questions. But the day of your test, go through this whole book. Go through it. Things that you don't know, look in the other book. See if you can, you know, make some connections, last minute connections if you need those. You don't have to look through your school stuff, because at the end of the day, your professors taught you well. I would hope. My professors taught me amazingly. And like I said, I pretty much panicked after we took that ATI test. So that was the reason for me to just spaz out and be like, oh my God, you know, but it was no need for that. But I didn't know that then. My professors taught me amazingly. They explained anything that we had questions about, and that's the thing that you need to focus on the most. You learned correctly, hopefully, and the only thing you need to do is a review. This is a review. So like I said, go over this book the day of your test. Go through the whole thing if you have time. It really depends on what time your test was. Mine was scheduled for one, I believe. So nervous. Are we all? My little brother got home and he had some tea, so I had to go sip it. Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, so you have your Hurst review and you have the Saunders Nclex review. Now I already explained about the audio tapes that they have. Yes, they also have this set up online where you can have all of your questions put in a select all that apply form. Now that's what trips up a lot of people, because you know, with select all that apply, either you get everything wrong or you get the whole question. I mean, you get everything right or you get the whole question wrong. It's not partial credit or anything like that. So I would definitely advise you to answer a lot of those practice questions that are select all that apply throughout school. The first 2 semesters, they didn't ask us too many select all that apply, but the last semester they definitely did. They incorporated a lot of that into the test. So definitely answer a lot of those questions because they will be on the Nclex. Dosage calc. There's some questions for dosage calc on the Saunders review for you to practice and go over, but it's not really a lot of them. That's something that you would just have to, you know, look up or practice if you don't have it, you know, down packed or whatever, or if you just need extra. I woke up nervous, okay, because who is it? Woke up nervous. I went over everything. I looked over everything in the Hurst review, period. Got that out the way. I listened to the pharmacology auto tape that is from the Saunders review, and I listened to that pretty much about probably 3 or 4 times before I even got to the testing center, because the testing center that I went to was about 30 minutes away from my home. So I did that, and then once I got there, I pretty much started as soon as I got there because it was a seat empty for me. When I walk in, you know, you get ready, you go sit down, take your test or whatever. Pretty much everything that is fresh on your mind, write it down. Period. Write it down, from dosage calc to drugs that you might forget to formulas, whatever you think that you may forget, write it down. They do not care. And yeah, so pretty much from then, you know, test starts, whatever. I'm so nervous. Like, it's this whole feeling of like, oh, we gotta get this right. And with those type of tests, it's like you be knowing what's going on, but then when you finish, you be like, oh. When I finished my test, like I said, my test stopped at 75 questions, and if you're lucky, hopefully yours does too. If you studied, hopefully yours does too. Because I mean, some people still pass once they hit 200 questions. I just did not want that many questions because I knew that the adrenaline was gonna run out eventually. You know what I mean? And that's just too much. So yeah, my test stopped at 75 questions, and I did, after I left, I waited probably like an hour. Once I got back home, I did the Nclex trick, and girl passed. Yes, I did. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I would advise, I didn't do note cards or anything like that because I'm not a note card studying type of person. I just look at things, say them, remember them for the most part. So note cards wouldn't really help me any. Now, if you need note cards, by all means do that. Some of my other classmates, they used, I forgot the name of it, but it's another besides the Hurst. Oh, I forgot. They used that. They passed. I mean, it's all just about how you study and what works well for you. I do highly recommend the Hurst review. I promise. It's great. It's very interactive. You can pick up things that you might have missed in nursing school or that you might have forgotten, because you will forget some things. I mean, none of us can remember everything, and nursing school flies by, okay? So, yeah, that's pretty much all the study advice that I have as far as the Nclex. I wish you luck. I wish you well. You got this. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you got this. You gotta have it. You gotta have it, because if you don't, we're gonna get it for you. Nobody. Thank you. And if there are any questions, comments, concerns, please comment and subscribe and like this video. And I will be making another video soon, depending on what what questions you guys have. So definitely ask questions, because I will be making another video about nursing school, test, whatever, whatever. Just ask those questions below, and I love what I do, and I want to not only be subject to being LVN, I want to be an RN, I want to be a nurse practitioner. It's just a ladder that I have to climb. I'm young, I gotta get it. We gotta get it. We gotta get this. We gotta get this, baby. And yeah, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope that it was thorough enough. If you do, like I said, if you do have questions, and I've said this so many times in this video, I know if you do have questions, please leave them below, and I will definitely answer them in the next video.